Hey guys, welcome back to Wentworth Life, the YouTube channel that talks all things Wentworth. If you're new to the channel, then hit that subscribe button right now for all future updates. Okay guys, so my friend Sean recently sent over his interview with the lovely Sally Ann Upton, aka Juicy Lucy, and he has asked me if I can share it with all of you guys on YouTube, and of course I am more than happy to do that. Now, not only do I love watching these interviews, but it actually gives me the chance to promote Wentworth Con. And Wentworth Con, they are the people who create these amazing opportunities with the fans. So a huge shout out to Wentworth Con. Here is their website on screen if you want the opportunity to purchase any of these tickets when they become available. Make sure you go and check out their website, guys, and their Facebook page. If anyone from Wentworth Con is watching this video, then this is me personally thanking you, every single one of you, for everything that you do for the fans. I think me and Peter, we've actually spoken recently, and we'd love to actually come over to America to one of your events at some point in the future, because you guys really do the best events, and we really would love to purchase a ticket and come to one of your future events. Maybe not next year, possibly the year after, but we're definitely going to come to one of them, so thank you, Wentworth Con. Right then guys, so okay Sean, let's take it away.
Hey Sean, can you hear me okay?
Hiya. Yeah.
Hi, so nice to see you. Just want to make sure we're connected.
Hi,
I will leave you with Sal. I'll be back in 15 minutes.
Okay, cheers, thank you.
Enjoy.
Thank you.
Hello, Sean. How are you?
Hi, Sal. How are you?
I'm good.
It's really nice to meet you again.
Yes, it is. Where are you in UK?
I'm actually in Brighton.
Oh, lovely. At least you can get to the beach.
Yes, that's right. I mean, we've actually had some really good weather this week, but being England, it's now going to rain for the rest of next week. But last week was really hot. Yeah. We actually met, I think it was 2018 in London, when you did your Christmas one at the National Gallery.
Oh, wasn't that a beautiful... It was just a beautiful day that day. And I thought the venue was fantastic.
Wasn't it wonderful? Yeah.
Yeah.
It was. I can't hear you. Oh.
Are you well?
I am actually, Sal, yes. I've had both my vaccines. I had the AstraZeneca with no side effects whatsoever. So touch wood, you know. But yeah, but it's awful, isn't it? I mean, I see now that it's very bad now over in Australia.
Yeah, because we're over-governed, Sean. We've got too many cooks, and we haven't got a leader. We've got they're playing politics against each other. We need to come together as a nation. Our premier here just shuts everything down and gets rid of it, and that's what he's been doing. We're in lockdown at the moment, but Sydney's got this huge outbreak, but they have flown under the radar for quite a while, and because of the population size, but she won't shut it down. So it's really sad. Phantom of the Opera has been cancelled. There's been so many shows cancelled. People's livelihoods. And the vaccine rollout in this country has been appalling, not because we don't want it. It's because we're being dictated to of, if you're this age, you have to have this, if you're this age. And then there's no vaccines. So we shouldn't be in this position. In this, we're a very advanced. We have a very bad leader at the helm, and we need to get on top of it because it's frightening. But some people just don't take it seriously.
They don't. I mean, I see people even now. You know, they're wearing masks, but even they're actually not actually wearing their masks properly because they've still got their nose.
Yeah.
So there's no point.
And then they allow joggers. If you're walking the streets here, you have to wear a mask. But if you jog or bike ride, you don't. So you've got joggers running past you, spitting, and
It's
It's bonkers.
It's crazy, isn't it? It really is. So, we've only obviously, you know, these go so quickly. I've got some questions, obviously, about.
Please, let's go.
I remember when we met before, we both found out that you were also a registered nurse, like I am as well.
Right.
And I think the meet and greet came at the time where you just filmed season 6 with the tongue scene.
Oh, right, yeah.
And I can remember saying to you, I think I asked you a question to the audience, and I said something like, as we both know, that the tongue is very vascular, which it is. Yeah. And then I think, obviously, from what I can remember, that scene when you suddenly run out into the yard, obviously you're covered in apparently blood. I think you said, if I can remember, that they used raspberry jam, was it, to make the raspberry effects look like blood clots?
Yes, what they use, they've got this, it's sugar syrup, and they make it up with, what is it? It's like a starch, and they get that up, and then they put berries and stuff in it to make it. Right. So when it's in my mouth, it tastes, it's absolutely fine. It's not going to affect me in any way. But that's the way they have, you know, it gives that effect. But like you said, when I first read it, I went, well, she's dead. She'll die. Yes. She'll bleed out instantly, because the tongue, as you know, is a very strong piece of muscle, and you know, so it was like, oh well, how are we going to get around this, you know, if you wanted to survive.
And I think you mentioned that, I think you said that at the time during that take that it took quite a few takes, because apparently Robbie couldn't cope. He couldn't handle it, could he? Yeah.
even when they were putting the blood on, he was in the bush vomiting, and I thought he was taking the piss. I honestly thought he was joking, but then when he turned around and looked at me as green as, I felt for him, but it was so funny. And then when it came to do that scene, it was really interesting, because Pam had another scene she was doing, and she stayed back. And she came around to me, because I was sheltering myself from all of the other actors and that, because I hadn't seen this. And Pam looked at me and she goes, no, that looks authentic. And I said, yeah, it feels it. And then the director came round, Fiona, and said, what we're going to do is we're going to bring you out now to show everybody, and we're going to shoot you coming into the yard full. And normally you go with whatever the director tells you, because they're so beautiful. But I said, look, Fiona, we only have one chance of their reaction. May I suggest we actually shoot their reaction first and then shoot mine, because I can repeat it as many times as you want. And she went, oh, hang on. And she went and chatted and came back, and she goes, that's a good idea. And so we did. And as we were waiting, I realised that the bib that was on me wasn't there, and I thought she wouldn't have time to take that bib off. So I said, we've got to get the bib. So they got the bib, and they were cutting it and spilling blood on it like 2 seconds before I went out. And then they got all the cameras ready, so that the actual footage that you see is their reaction, and it was fantastic. Because the second time we did it, their reaction was never the same. It couldn't be, because you've already seen it.
Yeah.
But then, soon as Robbie caught me and put me down, he went off. He went off vomiting again. Bless him.
Oh,
bless him. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, I've loved your character. I mean, you've been a very bad character, haven't you? But speaking to most actors will say they love playing a villain, because there's more fun and more scope into playing a baddie, isn't there, than playing like a nice Snow White type character. Mm-hmm.
And if you're going to be in a prison show, I think it's best to be the prisoner.
Yes.
Because they've got character. I mean, so I'm not saying the others don't. I think the way they've cast the prison officer and Jackie going all the way through and Vera's trajectory, like Kate's trajectory has been lovely, you know.
Incredible.
But it is fun. It's so much fun being the prisoner.
Are you actually watching Wentworth, Sal, still? Are you watching it still? Yeah?
Well, we're waiting for the final season to be shown. What they're doing now is they're showing it from start to finish to bring everybody up to speed that hasn't come on board. And then we're there to see season. Well, it's apparently, I found out yesterday, it's called season 8. It's season 8 part 2.
That's right. They've actually,
but most of the fans will say season 9.
They're calling it 9, aren't they? But it was filmed as one. Season 8 was actually filmed as one complete season of 20 episodes, and then it was split into 2 lots of 10, wasn't it? Yeah. So there's an A part A1 or part A, 2 or whatever, but it is apparently allegedly 8 part 2, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. So you're looking forward to the final?
I can't wait. I mean, Marcia and her team are phenomenal, and it's going to go out. I just haven't got it. It's going to go out with such a crescendoed bang, isn't it? There's going to be and they've obviously got so many storylines to actually tie up in 10 weeks. So, and of course, having Joan back as well. Joan has now got her memory back, so she's no longer Kath Maxwell. She's back to the freak. But I think she's going to play on being Kath Maxwell still. But
do you know, when I first read that she was back, when I first saw it, and all of a sudden it showed Joan, and I thought, oh, this is really stretching it. But I thought, if anybody can pull this off, it's Pamela Rabe. And she's done a perler. But now she's got this 2 split personality. What a great character.
I know.
It's
incredible,
fabulous.
isn't it? Yeah. Incredible. Prior to the role of Juice, Sal, had you previously auditioned for any other character or any other role in Wentworth?
Well, actually, Sean, at the time of it coming, when we heard that it was coming, I was so excited, like every female actor in Australia. Everybody wanted to get a Guernsey on this show. I was working on Mary Poppins, the musical, so I couldn't audition. And I was really disappointed in the sense I couldn't audition, but I was on this fabulous musical touring Australia and New Zealand. And then when it finished, my agent really wanted me to have a Guernsey, and that's when they were looking for the freak. They were looking for all different things. So he just put me out there, and then they just said, no, we've got this character we're thinking of. We'll just leave it as that. And then when it came up, they asked me to audition, and my audition scene ended up being, when I bailed up Lizzie's daughter in the shower.
Yes.
That was the audition scene. So
really?
I went in.
Wow. Wow.
Yes. So when I went in for that, I read the character and I thought, oh,
it was Sophie, wasn't it? Her daughter. Yeah, Sophie.
Yeah, Sophie. And so I did that and I got it. And 10 days later, I'm on set shooting.
And I mean, you've played that character so well, phenomenally. So well.
Oh, thank you, darling, because it wasn't there in Prisoner. So to be able to create something, and it was only supposed to be 5 eps, Sean.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
And then they asked me to stay on till the end of that season, and they've invited me back for 4. So I'm very blessed.
And also, we thought after, obviously, that you'd left in season 6 because you didn't have your tongue anymore. And then in season 7, you return. Obviously, you can't speak, but you're part of part of Costa's team doing Fight Club, wearing, because you can't talk, but you're writing everything down.
Yeah.
It's so clever.
Well, they were going to get Juicy to learn sign language and come back in and continue, but then the storylines all went haywire for all different reasons. So that's why they did that, and then it was time to leave.
Yeah.
It was fine.
Yeah, I mean, it's been amazing though. 9 years, hasn't it? I mean, I think it's Australia's biggest drama ever, isn't it? And it's globally, it's worldwide.
Yeah, 86 countries. One of the fans yesterday said to me she started watching it at 18. She's now 26. So in her 20s has been Wentworth. And she's made friends through the fans club. And you just think, you don't even think about that this person has had a social life through Wentworth and meeting and the joy of one show. And that's just one person.
I think that's so true, Sal, because there's Wentworth groups on social media. We have meet and greets. People have made so many friends through that program. It's fantastic. It really
People have actually met and married. I met 2 girls in England. They got married. They met online on Instagram.
Yeah, incredible. Yeah.
So, do you have anything else you want to ask before we? Because I don't want you to run out of time.
I know. I think we've only got about a minute or so left. It came up. Do you have a favourite season or a favourite scene that you think of very quickly?
Well, do you know the scene that got me was when I first started watching it myself. And I was on tour with Mary Poppins, so I started watching Wentworth, and it took me 2 episodes to get my head around that Doreen, Aboriginal, Will is male. It took me that adjustment because I knew Prisoner. But then I got into it. But I thought Kathleen Clements, her thing of her dying and that shock,
I know.
That first shock to me was something I will always remember. And she's such a beautiful actor. And the whole portrayal of that, and Will losing her and Frankie being blamed, I thought it was brilliant. It really got me.
Totally. I mean, it just proved from the very first season or the very first episode, nobody's actually safe. They could kill, and poor Kathleen Clements, who played... her character was so major in Prisoner, she was killed off in the first episode. Even though she came back into season 1 in flashbacks, her character was killed in episode 1.
But what an amazing... I just went, oh my God, this is full on. This is a full on prison. This is what it's like, It's like that, And
I can remember the very first, season 1 finale when B kills Jax with the pen. My jaw was on the floor. I thought, oh my God, nobody was expecting that.
No. It's like the tongue scene. I had all my friends here, Sean, and I told them nothing. Well, my friend Doris, I thought I would have to give her CPR. She was in such shock. And my friend Julie was in tears because she thought, you've lost work. They've cut out your tongue.
I think that's what makes Wentworth so amazing is they have that shock factor, where you're not expecting it. And once it happens, you're like, what? So anything can happen in Wentworth with that.
And they don't dwell on it. They don't build you up too much.
Yep. Just like
so it just sideswipes you and then they move on. And you go, did you get...
Did that just happen? What?
Yeah, if you look at the tongue episode, if you look at Juicy's trajectory in that episode, there's some major scenes that just get lost because the tongue scene supersedes everything. But if you look at her trajectory in that ep, it's huge. It's absolutely huge.
Well, Sean, thank you. Thanks for kicking off today.
Okay, thank you so much, Kiana. Always a pleasure. Okay, thank you, Sal.
Now you stay well, Sean, and hopefully see you
and you
the other side of
And you see, yeah. Okay, so take care.
Lots of love.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
And that was Sean having an amazing chat with Sally, who plays Juicy. I just want to thank Sean for sending this video over to me and letting me share it to the channel, because this is what I want for this channel. I want this channel to be filled with Wentworth content, not just spoilers, not just episode reviews, not just trailers, but literally anything Wentworth related. This is what I want on this channel, all in one place. So thank you again, Sean, for contributing to that. So guys, what did you think of this interview? I thought it was really interesting when Sally said she couldn't even say if Juice was going to appear or not because she wasn't allowed. How cool would it be if Juice got to meet the Freak again one last time? I think it would be absolutely epic. But let me know your thoughts, guys, in the comments box below. Now, I'm not going to do comment replies in this video only because I want to answer a bumper load of them in a future video that I have planned before the new season starts. And this is going to be part of a big exciting video that I have planned, along with mine and Peter's final thoughts and predictions for the new season, and I'm going to be including some footage of what goes into making a Wentworth video. It's going to be great, it's going to be fun, and I think you're all going to love it when I finally get it up. So stay tuned for that one, guys. Okay, well, thank you all for watching. Have a lovely weekend wherever you are and whatever you're doing. Make sure you all stay safe, and I'll see you again very soon.